Y'all on TV in hopes that we wouldn't say it first. But truth must be told. Get him in here. You don't want to miss this.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. Todd Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Segregated city. What do that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So who set the bomb? Look, I was in the joint when I first learned about this, right? And I was learning from my Panther tutor. His name Gregory Winfrey, called him G. And he was into the black nationalist stuff real heavy, and we was going over this. And I'm looking at all of these articles saying that how segregated this city was, but I don't see one report of anybody saying they seen a pale face in the community. We didn't roll like that back then. If a pale face rolled through back then, it was a sign of danger. They would have seen them if they was planting a bomb.
That's deep. Yeah, it sure would have.
They would have seen them fiddling around the church. But don't nobody know what happened. All of a sudden, the church just blew up.
Because the people that did it look like us and can blend in with us, but they ain't us.
Yeah.
So Joe Biden is going out with a smile on his face and saying that he don't know nothing about none of this. He don't know, they say the government is controlling the weather. That's insane. That's insane.
Look.
He's smiling the whole time he's saying that shit, though, with a grin on his face.
Listen, Joe Biden is an actor.
Go ahead.
That character that's playing Joe Biden right now is central casting at its finest. They didn't use several different central casting talents in the Joe Biden theatrical performance of the old senile king.
Go ahead.
It's the old story. Remember, it's the same story of the jester still in the crown pretending to be the king.
Go ahead. That makes sense.
Right? And so they playing this Hollywood scripted narrative out in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we supposed to be so naive that we fall for it every time. Hook, line, and sinker.
Go ahead.
But they know right now that we not falling for it because they not, even the fires is not getting the panic out of us that they wanted.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I seen somebody sent me in my inbox. They sent me a post. It said, I'm so sick of this. These fires is really tearing California up. We need to hurry up and send Ukraine $3 billion.
Right. Hey, somebody said that most of the stuff that's burning down is where they were doing the child trafficking and stuff at, and it's mostly rich celebrities' house that some of them was on the
and Zionists. Don't leave the Zionists out because that's who we've been fighting the whole time.
In Malibu, they got them up they got a up community, like a gated community up in Malibu, where they houses the ones that's burning down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you one way or another, they got to get out of here.
Damn.
You don't remember me saying that?
Yeah.
You remember me saying they live in gated communities in upstate New Jersey, upstate New York, and California?
Yeah, Malibu, California. That's where they get there.
No. They had a couple of them out there. They're not just in Malibu. They in a couple of other places too. But them was the biggest strongholds.
Yeah. Malibu's most wanted. Somebody said Malibu's most wanted. Yeah, but a lot of the they were showing under them houses, a lot of them houses all of a sudden caught on fire mysteriously. And then look, they said the fire jumped the road. Man, come on, man. They said that ain't never happened. All of a sudden, the fire,
the wind can carry the fire across the road.
Go ahead. I done heard of it happening, but The way
That's
they
been
see it.
known to happen, but the intensity of the fire had to be very, very intense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, that ain't the question about the fire crossing the road. The question is about the manner in which the burns is happening.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You still have patches of green foliage in the middle of the fire zones. You got whole parts of the neighborhood that's not touched.
That's interesting now.
But they give us the impression that it was a blanket burn. It wasn't a blanket burn, it's following a pattern.
That's what it seemed like though, Raw. And as you saying that, people were saying something like that. It's like it's going to all the rich communities, like the rich restaurants, specific restaurants that where the children was being trafficked out of. It was like 4 restaurants that they mentioned, and then some of them restaurants came up as like these underground parts of these underground rings, the ones that
But
got burnt down.
you gotta remember the restaurant is not at fault for its customer.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's at fault for the shit it cook in the kitchen.
Go ahead.
You not finna be cooking people and for your celebrity guests because they want some fried baby nuts.
Right.
No, that's what they was doing.
Damn.
That's why a lot of them, but the restaurant ain't necessarily the target though.
Yeah.
But it's collateral damage in the war.
Go ahead.
So they get rid of the ones that held the purse strings of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Burn Hollywood, burn.
Mm-hmm.
And the grievance is that song.
Right.
All grievances from the people of the land have to be settled.
Go ahead.
Because they came over here and imposed their will upon us without regard for our wishes and our rights. They didn't care about our rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that video Cowboys, Outlaws and Indians was about that I did.
Yeah.
Because most of us don't know, they just wrote us off as if we wasn't who we were.
Right.
Right? We were classified in the law as foreign dependent nations. Right? We was classified in the law as outlaw rebel tribes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? We was classified in a law as enemy belligerent tribes because we wouldn't do the treaties with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's time for all debts to be settled in order for us to go into a new golden age, they got to settle all of the debts of the tribes and they got to get the imposters off the land before we do.
Mm-hmm.
When we get turned loose, they turning loose a whole bunch of Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, Peace Stones, BDs, all these what they call gangs, them the tribes.
Right.
And when they find out what was going on and who the dirty players was in their local areas, they cleaning that shit up. They won't be able to keep it a secret. We know everything they did. It's all on record. Now you seeing the dismantling of the deep state's final. This is the tail of the snake being chopped off because the head and the body are already gone. The tail just wiggling around now. So they trying to create this chaotic situation and hope that we lose our composure. Bitch, we poker face.
Right. Right. This ain't nothing, man. They got to do way more than this to get us to get off. Niggas is just too. We ain't into this.
Look, go look at who killed Martin Luther King mama. He was a black Jew. He was a black Jew.
Go ahead.
Find out why Sammy Davis Jr. pretended to be a Jew because some niggas, he'll tell you. why he didn't bother, why he stayed away from us, because he said it was niggas doing all the killing of the niggas.
Damn.
All this, I didn't put these receipts out a long time ago.
Yeah, you did.
You know, not just Sammy Davis Jr., though. It's a whole list of the elders telling us all
ODB.
skin folk ain't kinfolk. Everybody look like you ain't like you. And everybody look like you don't like you. Some of them motherfuckers can't stand you. But we ain't know why. Now we know. The gig is up. We done pulled the motherfucking curtain off the dragon. Turned out he was a mouse.
Turned out he was a mouse the whole time, man. Ain't that
King of the motherfucking rats. Mickey motherfucking Mouse.
Ain't that about to be? The whole time, man. We got hustled.
Yeah.
Back door.
But that's how you know, because he was pissing on cotton, so we didn't know he was there.
Man. Hey, my next question I got for you, Rod. Now, we know that this supposedly the president election is, inauguration is coming up January 20th or something like that. You think that they gonna try to keep this up, man? They gonna keep going with this? I mean, the fires. I mean, what's next? The blackout? They gonna try a blackout, nuclear
Okay.
9/11 style event? Go ahead.
There is nothing off the table in the form of chaotic events that they trying to do. But in the meantime, they trying to get rid. Hey, this is a message to the West. Y'all look out for Kendrick because they coming for him.
I felt it, Rod.
And y'all look out for Ali Carter because that's who they was trying, that the sleeper refused to shoot when they went up in New Orleans. I don't know if he supposed to shoot her. He was supposed to got rid of her. He refused.
Well, it's funny you say something about that Kendrick Lamar thing because Kendrick Lamar been saying a lot of slick looks. Like if you don't know the language, you ain't gonna understand what he's saying. But if you listen to his lyrics, he's saying a lot of codes in that lyrics about the dirty players, about the niggas you talking about. And that's the new all the new shit that he putting out about like that squabble up, and he got nothing called turn the TV off. If you listen to them songs, he's saying little slick little pings and pongs about the black hand in them songs. I listen to it, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, that makes sense now that you saying. Then how he bringing the Crips and the same thing Nipsey was doing. He kind of starting to fall in that same category of being somebody that's changing the diagramics that they want, going against what they got, they playing. You know what I'm saying? About how they wanted to keep us fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting that you said that about Kendrick. I felt it, man. I felt that they might try to take him out to make an example out of him. After he beat Drake, it all comes together right there. It lines up, man. But who would do that though? Like how would they set it up? Because they got to make it like one of our own did it to us. Like, hold on, Roy almost got to click that. Yeah, they got to make it like one of our own did it to us. Hold on, Roy got to click that for the click back in. Yeah, but they not like us. Raw was the first one that's put that shit out. And then we heard Kendrick Lamar put a song out about it. And it's been going big ever since. Yeah, bro. What you say you got cut out before you got cut out? It's still free. Hey, Rod. I think Rod still froze. Yo, Chief, yo. I think it still got a minute to turn his phone. I'll cut it back on. Hold on. Let me reset this shit. Rod. Yo. Hey, y'all still on there? Cause I can't. Y'all still there? I can't tell if we still on or not. Shit. Yeah, but like I said, we're gonna get Rob. Rob had to cut his phone off, cut back on. But this is a series of events. It's a chain reaction. Everybody's on the land. Don't panic. Like Tahuti say, the main thing is don't panic. Rob, I'm gonna get back in here. I'm gonna ask Rob about that fire in Ghana too. We talked about all this on the tape we just put out called a fire wildfire tape, right? So if you ain't heard about the fire in Ghana, a flea market got burned down to the ground mysteriously, and then the first fire truck that came had petroleum in it. Who goes to fill up a fire truck full of gasoline to try to put out a fire? Come on, man, unless that was rigged. And then we talked to somebody that was on the ground over there, and they said that the new mayor or whoever they getting voted in, they wanted to burn that down and build a new smart mall right there. But the people that was right there, they didn't want to move. So they slick way of getting them out of the way was you heard about that, Rod? You back
What's
there?
that?
About the village, the flea market burning down in Ghana. Like the whole, it was a whole village. They've been there for maybe like 100, 200 years. They've been there at this spot, right? Selling groceries. It was like a livelihood, like a flea market for people in Ghana.
Yeah, it's
And then
called a
all of a sudden,
bazaar.
huh?
It's called a bazaar.
Yeah, the bazaar, right? Yeah, that's what it's called, bazaar. And it caught a fire, right? And then when the fire got started, the first fire truck that came had petroleum in it, had gas in it. He started spraying it, and it sprayed the whole, burned the whole damn village down, whole damn
Yeah.
bazaar down.
So that's not an accident.
That's what I said. Go ahead.
That's
Go
not an
ahead.
accident. You
Yeah.
you know the difference in the water truck and the fuel truck.
Yeah.
The couplings is entirely different on the hoses,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's so you can't accidentally mistake one for the other,
Right.
right?
Right.
Then you just gonna roll up in there spraying gas,
Yeah.
fuel, whatever
Yeah.
kind of fuel it was, kerosene, any of
Diesel.
that.
It was diesel. He was diesel.
So you got to go back to Vietnam and you know that they use diesel to clear villages out because it burns slow and long,
Yep. That's right. Damn.
right? And it's not a real hot heat so that the soldiers can still sweep the area while the structures is burning.
That makes sense now. And they said that they want the it was right during election time over there. The new guy wanted to build a shopping mall right there. I mean, like a smart mall. These new smart
Mhm.
centers.
Yeah,
They still had the old
that's
style.
not unprecedented though.
Yeah.
Especially over there in Africa, you got to look at what they did for rubber in the Belgium Congo under King Leopold and Cecil Rhodes.
Go ahead.
They literally wiped out villages and turned the villages into the workers. That's called slavery.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
here, over there, it was called establishing the organized workforce to clear the land so that we can steal the wealth.
Damn, boy, these
I mean,
boys.
it's not looked at as slavery, but the stuff that he did.
They
If you
go.
don't comply, chop off your arm.
Right?
You run away, chop half of your foot off like Kuta Kinte.
Oh yeah, that's slavery.
All right. So those was the tactics ployed to intimidate the tribes not to fight back. They just didn't never realize that the tribe that was invading them wasn't them.
Yeah.
King Leopold was working for the king of Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
He was a nigga.
Go ahead.
He was a light skinned nigga with the women say with the pretty eyes. He wasn't no
Right.
cracker. Cecil
Right.
Rhodes was the cracker that was his puppet for the
His front
settling
man.
of the Congo. So what they call warlords, they rise up to try to retake everything back, and then they villainize them. When you under war protocol, you need to finance the war by any means necessary.
Go ahead. Makes sense.
You got to remember that you need two things above all to make the people successful: beans and bullets.
Go ahead. Beans and bullets.
Beans and bullets. That means feed the people and protect the people. You assign the masculine to protect the women and the children, or you gonna have to call for a Mau, and we just gonna get rid of everybody that we think ain't us. Right? It was going on because it's when you trying to figure out how to get an oppressor off you, sometimes you don't know how to employ the strategy. A lot of people can't lead from fifth position. You lead from fifth position by understanding the character and nature of the top 5 people. That means self and 4 others. If you know how everybody strategize and move, then you can play fifth position and still control the lead man by giving him valuable, pertinent information that allows him to move more efficiently. You don't never have to change your position to do that. So you keeping the powerful in the right place, but at the same time, you navigating around the enemy because you can see them better from fifth place. Right? So when you get to the average Joe thinking he want to be a leader, he think the leader need to be seen and heard. The leader don't need to be seen and heard. He need to be loved and felt. Right? He need to be loved and felt. He don't need to be seen and heard. He ain't trying to impress nobody. He's not a glamour show. The leader's just effective. And everybody who has the skill set is required to lead according to their skill level and their skill subject matter. What are you skilled in? Is it anybody more skilled than you that can perform the function? Point them out. Right? Now you know who all of the skilled tradesmen are and that we need to use to fight the war. You know who to put where for everybody to have maximum impact in the face of the enemy. Military strategy. The strategies and tactics of war will explain to you more about our condition, our remedy, and how we got in the condition in the first damn place. It's a big old chess game played out in the human arena where they control what they call emotionally polarizing events in order to move the herd of sheep in the direction they want them to go. We the sheep.
Hey, Roy, I noticed I saw Joe Biden giving out awards to different people, and like everybody's on that Epstein list that he gave a damn one of those citizen awards too. But one of the ones that was interesting was Hillary Clinton. And I thought Hillary Clinton was gone, man. Y'all said she pop up, she getting an award, and she talking tough. She
Look,
talking
they
tough
got
like
more. She got the most
yeah.
lookalikes in DC.
That's what I said. Hey, the lady didn't look like that. I said, man, that ain't Hillary. I swear to God, I said that. I said that ain't Hillary, man. That lady she don't look like Hillary. They don't look like no Hillary. But then I saw another. It looked like older videos they were playing. When I said, oh yeah, that's Hillary. That look like Hillary. But that one they gave that award, they don't look like Hillary, bro. I promise you.
She got the most. She got the most body doubles in politics.
I'm telling you, that makes sense though. And then look, but she's up there promoting, trying to get this. I'll think of it in a minute. 42 US 233, I think it is. It's where she talking about they want to shadow ban TikTok and all the other websites
Listen, listen. All that stuff is a stage show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marionette performance. She's just flopping around on the stage. Don't none of that shit she talking about mean nothing. She's just on stage right now. Her presence is needed. They had some of the lookalikes at Jimmy Carter funeral. Well, we can't tell the difference. Most of us can't tell the difference. We don't know how to read what they call idiosyncrasies, little subtle movements that a person is regularly do, but all of a sudden they doing a different subtlety. Right? The makeup artist is the truth. The CIA lady already came out and told us that they use these skin masks. Trump already told us they use central casting. That's not a secret. Right? They already told you with the Brunson case that almost all these people that they have, 300 and something of these senators and congressmen, don't have an oath of office. Senators, Congress, elected officials, and judges. If they don't have an oath of office and they playing the part, they just acting, central casting. Right? So they put the bill in front of Congress, so when you find out all of the people that they pretending to be ain't here no more, right? Then it'll be like, oh, whoa. They put the bill on the Senate floor that if a sudden absence of 100 or more senators and congressmen, the continuity of operations bill. The average one of us don't be looking at that stuff. That's some boring stuff to look at. I'm just nosy. I want to know what they up to.
And there's somewhere where if all the House get took out, they got like another 7 guys designated to become like the head of the government and shit.
Yeah, it's a hierarchy, but in a state of emergency like that, you need to have a control measure so that you can service the people still, right? But they really doing it as an excuse. Because when the Brunson case come out and they say, well, all these people don't have an oath of office, and then the military, what they call it, the military operation that was being ran under the pretense of political satire, a scripted performance. The scripted performance had an article I posted on my Facebook back in 2020 where they were saying back then that Joe Biden had Alzheimer's and dementia. And I also posted where his grave was and that the date on his grave said he'd been dead since 2017. We did that on your show, Elder.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. It's a lot of stuff that, like, I believe the Queen was dead before they told us. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of stuff they hold for the public. Like they want to keep us slow and behind, and we
Well, a
used
lot
to.
of it is to control the narrative.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that if Queen Elizabeth died and there's another royalty somewhere else that's contesting the throne.
There is a Nubian lady right in Africa. She in Africa.
Look, if you have a legitimate heir contesting your seat on the throne as being superior to theirs, then they go into what they call royal lockdown. Right? That means that now you have a contest between two royal families. You have to bring your facts if you're truthful. And you show them in order to overthrow the other without going to war.
Now that makes sense, bro, because the lady that they said that had the throne, she tied to King George III. Now we know King George III was a Nubian dude, we found out. And then the usurp came with Queen Victoria, then down the line, King George, the rest of them down to Queen Elizabeth. So they really not the real royal family. The royal family is up in one of the royal families. The of that house was in Africa, like the
But
Africa
look,
over there.
they was either in Northwest Africa, Alba Grib, after the expulsion of the Moors from Europe,
Yeah.
or they was in the Swiss tunnels, cave, cavern, underground cities.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
Since I've been telling them that they cleared these people out, they've been posting the tours of these very same living quarters that most of them used to live in. They used to live underground in in tunnel network communities.
That's fine.
They had everything they needed down there.
Oh yeah. So like, oh yeah, that's another thing I was gonna ask. So if Donald Trump get in, I mean, well, he already was the president, but like, you know what I'm saying, when this inauguration go through, do you think, and I think I already asked you this, so what do you think the next, if they because they kicking and scratching, man, and they going, we didn't
They ain't
sound the
taking
fires.
they right. They running down the street shooting in the air, hoping you don't catch up to them. They just trying to make a whole bunch of noise on the way out. They done.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Right. I remember I've been everything that's going on right now. I pretty much said was going to
Yep,
happen, but it
yep,
wasn't a prophecy.
yep, yep.
It
He
was
showed you.
it was from reading the codes that they flip to each other and telling y'all what they saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Just like the White House code green.
right.
Then the next day, Hollywood catch on fire.
Yeah,
We told you that that whole institution got to burn down.
the Hollywood institution.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Magic Wand.
So now the next thing is the banks, the mass arrested judges, and all of these people that think that they police, they gonna have some juice on the land. They about to get arrested too. You see, that's why all them police stations is quitting. The whole
It's what,
forces
hey,
is quitting.
that's what I heard, man. They said it's a dude that sent me a email saying that they whole thing shut down. Ain't number sheriffs in their town. The police, all the police quit. They got put out of business. Yeah, in their city. Yeah, and look down where I'm at. That whole ain't no more police. It's only sheriffs. It's only sheriffs down here now. Ain't no police. No police. It's only sheriffs and I think that's it. Just the sheriffs. It ain't no
It might
police.
it might be marshals, but they would be special investigations similar to what FBI do.
Yeah, I ain't really seen no U.S. Marshals. I just really seen this number sheriff.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing
you
but
won't.
sheriff.
You probably won't. If the sheriff called the marshal's office, they got a
Yeah,
murder or
yeah.
they got a high end armed robbery.
Okay, okay. I ain't seen no
Right?
state troopers neither. I ain't been seeing no state troopers neither.
No, they police.
Yeah,
They police.
highwaymen,
Yeah,
highwaymen, robbers,
yeah.
robbers, pretty
That's
much.
where they came
Jackers,
from. The highwaymen. Yeah,
yeah, jackers, pretty much.
slave patrol.
Yeah, and
So
then
now they all gotta go. They going.
yeah, they already like this is like they gone down here for sure. They gone where I'm at, and then like I heard a couple other people that say, "Oh yeah, well the police ain't down here no more. Ain't no more police." And I was like, "Damn!" Like so, this shit is really rolling out fast. Like they ain't even telling us. Like we knowing what's happening because we know we own it, but like they ain't really saying it. It's like it's just happening, and it's just before you know it, they gonna be just disappeared and left us here by ourselves.
Yeah, Trump did issue several statements telling the banks to forgive the mortgages and car loans, etc.
Yeah, yeah, I heard
Then
that.
he wanted to tell the cease and desist for all of the police, the judges, and the ones that's acting on behalf of a foreign entity for breach of oath.
Yeah,
They didn't been put on notice by him,
yeah. That's probably why
right?
they trying to
So
fuck this shit like this real
yeah,
bad. Yeah,
so now they don't know what to do about their courts because if they when we realize their courts is shut down,
that's gonna be some. So, like, you think they would try to go after our supplies, like our water? Like, no, we know that the main necessities is food, water, like the main things. You think that they would try to, like, one of their moves would try to go after our supplies, our food supplies, to try to cause more chaos, order out of the order, or whatever?
No, when everything go dark, we had a power outage.
Uh-huh.
It might not be a literal power outage.
Yeah.
It might just be interruption in services to TV, radio, and internet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? But you still might have local lights and stuff like that. But if anybody got like an elder that's on a ventilator or something that can't be turned off, need to have a generator
Right. Right.
um on standby because you might need it. You might need it.
That's what I was telling people, because they talking about they trying to hit this big center that controls 1/3 of the power in the United States. They was trying. They tried it last time. Remember, they tried it last time. The last year that Trump during the election, they tried to hit this same spot, and the Marines end up. Catholic, you told me about that. Somebody told me the Marines end up. Remember, the Marines end up stopping them for blowing up this big area where it would take out half the power.
Yeah,
The
it was a
Marines.
power grid.
Yeah,
Matter of
yeah,
fact, but we had flipped out the codes before it happened. I was
yeah,
telling you,
yep, yep,
and then I came back with the receipt to tell
yep,
you what the code was
yep,
confirmed
yep.
because they had found two different when they was jumping the trains off the tracks.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
All that was going on at the same time.
Doing
So
the Ohio train reeling. Dang.
they had a series of train derailings.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They did. Houston. Yeah, remember that. We was reporting it. Yep. I remember
Okay,
that.
now fast forward to now, they waking up as many sleeper cells as they can to cause chaos, but a lot of them is coming from under the influence of MK Ultra, and it's not working.
That's what I figured, Rod. They
So that's
malfunction.
right. They're not malfunctioning, they coming back to themselves.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. And it's overriding the programming of the MK Ultra program they was given.
Yeah.
Plus the frequency change around them is going to the love frequency,
Yeah, shooting.
which any nefarious thing psychologically done to you, it's gonna start correcting it.
Go ahead. That makes sense.
Right. So when that start happening, they start coming from under the control of the triggers because it's called locks and triggers.
Uh-huh.
Right. This started with the girl burned in the subway.
Yep. I heard about that.
Right. That was the start of identifying the target. And it was three different people got burnt on fire.
That's
And
right.
then they put out some stuff that tied to it on the Diddy case because it's the gossip line.
Go ahead.
Right. So when you put it all together, the order was to silence Ali Carter because she exposing us in the underground. She making us hot in the tunnels.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She telling too much, right? And they telling the sleeper cell why they want her removed, and the sleeper cell reject the offer, triggers the other sleeper cell in New Orleans to go into effect in order for them to get the answer.
That makes sense.
No, we're not touching Ali.
That makes sense.
Now it's another thing. The sleeper cell could have been pre-identified by somebody that already knew he was being sent to get at that girl. So they could have like had him incapacitated where he couldn't perform the function.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But they
Right.
definitely sent out the trigger words to activate a sleeper, and they got an answer back, and the answer was NO. And it was sealed on a Tesla explosion, which
Mm-hmm.
is an energy grid reference. 369 turnaround.
They had a couple of Teslas that exploded, like 2 or 3 of them.
Remember that movie the Obama's supposed to produce, End of Days, I think it was? Remember it had all of the Teslas malfunctioning?
I gotta go check that. Yeah.
That's what it's. I think that's started off the beginning of the movie. All of the cars going crazy. They all going to the same place in the middle of nowhere.
That shit crazy. We got like 4,000 people on here, man. Hey, y'all, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. If you're new to the channel, man. If you want to show Chief Pontiac some love, we drop that Cash App in the links. Hey, I got another question for you, Rod. Now, so what is Elon Musk's connection with Trump? And why are they sending a message to Elon Musk to stay away from Trump with this blowing it up? Or is there any connection with that? With Elon Musk and the Trump thing?
Yeah, it's a connection because Elon Musk is supporting Trump. He the little joker. He's the one.
That makes sense.
He's the one from the emerald mine. That's how their family got wealthy in South African emerald mines. He went rogue and started trying to do service for the people with the money that he had inherited from the emerald mines. That's what got him into all this techie stuff.
You gave me some stuff I didn't know about Elon Musk.
Okay, now that's a Wizard of Oz reference, Emerald City.
Go ahead.
But the Emerald City is not an Emerald City, it's a Crystal City. It's just gonna land on Emerald Lake in Colorado.
Go ahead.
Right.
I got videos of that. I got. Hey, look, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm about to go ahead and put some shit out that's got that video in it already. I might send you a copy of send you a picture of the video. What you just said. Yeah, I got a video. I got a reenactment of that. Right. It's a movie I'm finna get ready to put out called The Pickup. So y'all gonna like that movie. I've been working on it for a while. And it's gonna be fire.
The Crystal City is actually a Anunnaki jumper ship.
Go ahead.
It's the size of a city.
Go ahead.
It got buildings on it.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah. But it's not the mother plane.
Nah.
It's just a jumper. But if you do your research on Emerald Lake, you'll find that the county is in is called the Silver Bow. Right? Now we talking Sagittarius, was it Aries the Archer? But when you look at the shape of the county of Silver Blow, it's shaped just like the Liberty Bell.
I gotta load this up. hey, you keep talking, Rob. Well, I gotta start riding, but I'm gonna just switch to my phone.
We're gonna be wrapping it up pretty soon.
All right,
we're gonna take a couple. Let's take about 3-4 questions.
All right, we go ahead. Hey, y'all got any questions based on what we're talking about now and what's going on the land? Drop them in the chat, man. Drop them questions in the chat. This is from Little Rock. Shout out Little Rock, man, in the building. It says if you're just not coming in, you might have to roll it back, man. We was talking about the 4 girls making the connection with the 4 girls in the bombing. It says, what's next in 18? Do you see? They say, do you see anything happening in Atlanta, Rod, with all this going on? Like that they are playing something in Atlanta, like a part of this chaos.
Atlanta got away about 4 years ago. They was trying to plant a dirty bomb. And I got a video where I was remote viewing it, and I seen it when they captured the dirty bomb. It was in back of a semi. So the time to get Atlanta
passed.
Right now, they can get another bite at the apple if Atlanta keep indulging in nefarious activities in the community.
Makes sense.
They're gonna cause they controlling the energy frequency. If it's too much negative shit going on, like it was where them fires was at, they gonna catch some shit. They gonna catch some shit down there.
So pretty much, this is the Big Mama Universal Energy, pretty much pulling her belt off, handling
whooping that ass.
Yeah,
and everybody don't get the same whooping. We all get the whooping according to how Big Mama see the dirt we did.
Yeah, it ain't no. Hey, look, the people that's the shit that's this happening to, it ain't nobody poor and the people that ain't doing. It's the rich people that been doing all this stuff. Everybody that stuff that's burning down, it's the people who the bad guys. Really, when you think about it, it's the bad guys, man.
Yeah, this not no accident.
Nah.
Look, and nobody not noticing on each coast we between fire and ice.
Yep, that's right. Icy hot. Ice, hey, you put icy hot on your neck, lead. Big Mama put that icy hot on her knee, man. And that shit that Big Mama got be burning though, boy. I ain't lying. That shit burn a hole in you.
I'm not sure which black flag they talking about. If it's a MIA POW flag or what. A black U.S. flag, which means take no prisoners. I'm not sure what the flag, what black flag. I didn't see it. You want to look it up, Elder?
Hold on. I can look it up for you real quick while we waiting. Hold on, let me see. I got you right here. I'm gonna look at it right now. Okay, this is okay. Here we go. Here you go. Another one. All right. Let me look it up. It says, what area in the U.S. are safe zones with mountains for us to shelter at when poop hit the fan? I guess we're talking about like a nuclear explosion or something.
Ain't gonna be no nukes.
That's what I said. That extraterrestrials ain't gonna let them do it. They already said it. They ain't gonna let them pull off a nuke. And if they do, that's gonna be.
It might be some big ass bombs, but they're not gonna be nukes.
Yeah. Black flag.
Yeah. If you want to see what I mean by big ass bomb, go to YouTube and type in Moab bomb, mother of all bombs. It was tested by George W. Bush, G. Dummy, when he was about to right before 9/11. But they tested it. It's called the Moab bomb, mother of all bombs. But that's not a nuclear bomb. It's just explosives, volatile explosives in high density concentration to render a mega blast.
Yeah, I see people talking about that black flag. Hold on.
The MIA POW flag is for missing in action prisoners of war. They still have operations going on around the world where they was taking prisoners of war that haven't been returned home yet. And you got a lot of people that went missing during combat. And you got us, we prisoners of war on the land. So the flag is the battle cry for the ones that's prisoners of war.
Gay rights and black. Hey, some people saying it's for gays and Black Lives Matter.
No, not the POW flag.
No, the black flag. They say it's for these are Green lines says these support cops, firefighters, and military at all times. Police support officers started popping up after crash. Police shooting unblood people. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's just some decorations look like. It says,
Look.
what is Project 2025? We already put a tape. Hey, go back on the video side. We got a whole tape out called Project. What is Project 2025? It's the government, it's the government trying to wean the American people off because they going out of business. So they don't want to just leave you hanging. They gonna try to give you a severance pay. It's like a severance pay type of thing. And then but they go out of business. They really don't got nothing to really give you because they really don't got nothing. But they gonna try to give whatever they got once Donald Trump liquidate all the assets. That's what he coming in and do. Donald Trump gonna liquidate the assets.
You remember when you asked me why all that UN stuff was all across the land, and I told you that America, the foreclosure, we was getting it all back.
Yeah, they collect,
right?
Because that's what a liquidator do. He goes collect all the assets. He got to bring all that back. That's why he went and got the gold. That's why Trump went and got the gold. All this is a series of events that's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we almost to grand finale part where we realize that we won a war, good versus evil. By no matter how much evil was done to us, we still remain to be the good.
Yeah.
By standing in a position of right, telling the truth. And the ones in the position to right, them the righteous.
This is what I'm saying though, Roy. Why the hell they paying? I understand why they paying the Japs. They blew the Japs off into space, right? 19. But why are they paying the Israelites, these so-called Israelites over here, and we ain't got paid? After what our lady did to us, why we ain't getting paid and they paying some Israelites? I know why because the black thing for the Moors. I'm talking about it just don't make sense still to why these Israelites over here could get paid, and America didn't even do nothing to them. The Germans blew them up. The Americans didn't blow them up. The United States corps didn't blow them unless they was in with the Germans on
you gotta also add to that
okay.
The U.S. economy is the #1 financier of the state of Israel.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Why they paying all that money to them and they don't even got nothing to do with them?
Unless it go back to World War I and the Balfour Declaration before any of that ever happened to them.
Okay.
When in World War I, when they was running out of money to fight the war, they went to the Jewish bankers. And the condition was to establish the state of Israel.
Man, that makes sense. I think
this was during World War I. It's the document is called the Balfour Declaration. Once it was agreed upon by the United States, France, and Britain, it was actionable in the international law for them to pull that marker when they was ready. They pulled it.
Somebody else's land and then take their fucking flag down on it.
Right. Yeah. Now they got to first figure out where they want to go. If you go back and look at the time that they was chartering the state of Israel, I think it was Ralph Bunch, bitch ass, went over there and carved out their lines of demarcation. But before that, they had a total of like 12 different places that supposed to be their promised land. So they didn't even know where it was supposed to be at.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now, once they settled on taking Israel, why did they settle on that?
Palestine, right?
Yeah. But why did they settle on that geography?
Because they had oil there or something, I don't know.
Oil.
Yep.
Oil. Industrial revolutionary oil.
Yeah.
Now, at the time that they discovered that oil over there, you got to remember, you had this company called Shell, and you had one called American Standard. That was the oil manufacturers in the Americas under their cousins the
Rothschild,
yeah,
Rockefeller.
right. They were
John D.
financiers,
Rockefeller.
oil and railroad owners. Right now, go look at the Monopoly board.
Yeah.
It's a game they playing. They only gonna help they own. So they leverage that knowledge of or that need in order to fight the war because they funding both sides anyway.
That's right. Get down to it now.
And where could they be funding them from other than Switzerland, a neutral territory?
Go ahead.
I'm not taking sides in y'all war, but here goes some money to both of y'all. Fight
Both
it
of y'all
out.
pay me though. Yeah, both of y'all gonna pay me.
Yeah.
No matter who lose or win.
Because you're gonna need some money again. Because after the war, you're gonna need to come back because you're gonna have to do something called building infrastructure. Right? So when they come in to build the infrastructure, if I turn down the loan, you just living in squalor.
Right.
You living in a war-torn community. Like we've been living ever since they've been burning us out of Philadelphia and burning us out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and burning us out of Rosewood and burning us out of I don't know how many cities in Mississippi. I don't know how many in Alabama. I don't know how many in Louisiana.
Texas
they were
too.
setting our cities on fire. So burn their ass back up just like they burnt us up.
Right. Because they the projects that's getting burnt. It's the rich folks.
Right. Now look, the same people that's controlling the purse strings on the wars is also controlling the purse strings on the building of the civilization, or what they call the revolutionizing of the civilization. So you're gonna have a revolutionary change in the civilization over a period of time. Right? So the revolutionary change is turning everything around in their favor was the goal. But we don't want to be their slaves and we don't want to be working for them. And matter of fact, we competent and capable enough to handle our own affairs where they could get out of the seat as the caretakers of our estates. Right. We don't need
We ain't wars no more.
And Britain trained them to be bankers and lawyers, and they all part of the gentry. But we don't need them. We got chiefs. Right. We got badass braves. Them young YGs coming up. Right? We got them soldier sisters like Sister Soldier that's coming with their fist pump and telling them that we ain't taking that shit no more. This ain't your Martin Luther King generation. We hold grudge like hyena hold bites.
You ain't finna hit us with no brick and think you finna just yeah, man, they crazy.
No, we believe in self-defense.
Yeah, you hit me with a brick, we gonna shoot, we gonna start open up the can of whoop ass on your ass. This time 2 cans, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? We go over 2 cans. Martin Luther King should have opened up a can of whoop ass, but Byron Rustin them
he couldn't. You got to remember that was one of the restraints for us to be able to have the opportunity to reclaim it back, as we couldn't take them to bloody war unless we give them an extension.
Damn.
So Martin couldn't go to war with them.
And Martin had them guns at first before Byron Rustin.
Garvey had it. Go back and look at the pictures of Garvey. He had an army with him.
Yeah, he did.
Of us.
Yeah. And them boys had Terry Bushes on.
And he was teaching how to rebuild and control and govern civilizations.
And
he just wasn't no activist.
Nah.
Right? But we get this we know that it's people that look like us that ain't us that got us in this condition, but we have a propensity to blame the wrong ones for doing the dirt when they did the most good. Because the enemy is always going to shovel dirt on the ones that you can hold up as your best examples of heroes. One of my favorite books of all time is Message to the People by Marcus Garvey. Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, I got that book.
Right? He give you so many jewels, goddamn it, you can be twisting caps and busting heads by learning to the stuff that he telling you that need to be learned. How we need to organize. What's the secret behind the oppression? How do we break free? He looking. When he figured it out, he left us a message. He say it might have been. He said if we had to wait 200 years, he say then we'll wait 200 years. But when our time comes, it's enough. That was wicked. Yeah. Whenever to come back, we're gonna wrap this one up. You can take us on home, Elder.